give a thumbs up.
Can you guys hear me? Thumbs up? Okay. Orly, את שומעת? Oh, no, she says más o menos. Okay, we'll have to see on that one.
So maybe the people have to come very close.
How about now? Can you guys hear me now better? How does that sound? Sounds better? Okay. I guess the people speaking should be around here as long as we can be heard. Okay, everyone, first of all, thank you for coming. We've had, this is, all of you know me. This is my lovely sister, Noga, which some of you I think have met, maybe you haven't, but she's here and she's on her way to Europe in what, 7 or 8 hours? So thank you for this. We had a lovely day yesterday. Mom was cremated a couple months ago, and we did the ashes at the Rennie's River. For those who know my mom, that was her one of her favorite spots, and also where my dad's ashes are. 8 years ago, 7 years ago, 8 years ago. So it was really an emotional day yesterday. Thank you everyone for being here, and thank you family, Mishpacha, everyone from various parts of the world for being with us. And to say my mom was a special lady is a kind of a colossal understatement. You know, we love her tremendously, and I can't think of, she passed so quickly. You know, I really wish I could have seen her one more time. We always wish we could see her one more time. But this is something I think Mom would have completely adored, this whole setup and the music and the tulips. So it's really, really, really special. And you know, Mom was like, sometimes, you know, I think of her as this innocent child that remained an innocent child till she was 86, 85 years old, almost 86. And she saw the world with such joy. And for those of you who have met her, you would have felt that kind of infectious kind of energy that she had. And it was so lovely to have it. And she loved being here in St. John's. And she loved our kids more than anything, and it was such a special moment for me to have her. You know, after COVID, we didn't even know, did she see the kids, did she not see the kids? And it was so amazing to have her. And thank you for being and sharing this moment with us. It's been a very emotional couple of days. And we have an enormous amount of food behind you, which I see is slightly being eaten. Please eat more. I'd like to thank Lauren and Elena for playing beautiful music for us. They'll continue playing some music shortly. Zoom crowd, you can still hear me. Toda, thank you for being here. Nishikot, we love you. And we're going to have people speaking and saying a few things throughout the day. Toda rabah, I'm so happy and honored that you guys are here. So we're just going to call a few people that we know want to say some things. And after that, we'll open it up if other folks want to come and say something about Mom and about your experience with Mom. We'd love to hear it. There's so many stories about Ada. I don't even know. We'll need a whole book about stories about Ada. So I'm going to call one of Mom's dear friends here in St. John's for many years, Dave Feder. He's going to come and say a few words about Mom, and then play a song that Mom really loved and shared with him. And not by play, I don't mean he's going to play. We're going to play it on the speakers. Unless you want to play it, David. Oh, yeah.
He's done an extra job.
And it really is the pep talk. So, toda, mishpacha, and kisses, and I'll be back very shortly. David, would you like to come in? If you want the Zoom crowd to see you standing next to Noga around here, is probably the best, and try to speak as loudly as possible.
Thanks, Gil.
You're good to go.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is David Feder, and I first want to thank Gil and Noga for asking me to be part of this celebration for their beautiful mother, who, like many here, loved Ada very much. Ada always spoke of how proud she was of Gil and Noga's accomplishments in life. Always. Here are a few of my fondest memories of Ada. Her colorful and spectacular bright orange hiking boots, and our annual visit to the Modern Shoe Hospital for a new pair of soles, because she had worn out the old treads walking the hills, streets, and trails of her picturesque St. John's. My wife Marcy and I always looked forward to her visits to our home. She never came empty-handed, always bringing gorgeous flowers and Marcy's favorite chocolate. Her warmth and loving presence still remains to this day in our home. During our friendship, I learned about the hidden beauty of my neighborhood, seeing the sights and sounds of nature through Ada's beautiful and curious eyes. Ada always told me how happy she was that Gil met Zanelli. And how blessed she was to have a wonderful daughter-in-law and two very special grandchildren. She told me she never wanted to be a grandparent who interfered in their grandchildren's upbringing. However, she said one thing was non-negotiable. She was going to be their minister of culture, instilling in them a love of music, theater, and art. I cherished our get-togethers at our majestic government house grounds, as well as the many coffee houses, some of her favorite being the Alt Hotel, the Rooms, the Battery Cafe, Coffee Matters, and Georgetown Cafe. At each location, she had a favorite corner, bench, or chair to sit, always with a scenic view she could take in. I always admired how she knew all of the staff by name, having taken a deep and genuine interest in what they were doing with their lives. In one of our last visits, I asked Ada about where this special quality and virtue came from, bestowing kindness and seeing the good in everyone. She told me of the tremendous love she and her brother received from her parents, and it was just natural to do it for others. She mentioned that one of the greatest things you can do in your life is to carry up each heart you meet, a shining light wherever you go. One of Ada's favorite songs, Al-Bash Bayal Ha'oket, translated The Honey and the Stinger, talks about balancing the bitter and the sweet realities of life. Ada was pure sweetness. One of Ada's favorite songs, we're going to play in a second, called Al-Bash Bayal Ha'okets, translated The Honey and the Stinger, Bee Stingers, talks about balancing the bitter and the sweet realities of life. Ada was pure sweetness, pure goodness, and a pure blessing. And this song reflects this. She would always say to me, the world never fails to surprise her. I would like to share a few verses of her song with you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, David. I'm going to switch to another language now. Just give me 1 second. Shalom kulam, Moria, titanu. So we're just gonna, אנחנו הולכים להדליק את הצליל עכשיו בשבילך. you need to unmute yourself. אני חושב שאת צריכה להדליק את הקול.
שומעים אותי עכשיו?
שנייה.
עכשיו שומעים אותי, גילי? גילי, שומעים אותי?
Oh yeah, just turn the speaker up. אוקיי, תנסי עכשיו עוד פעם, מוריה.
גילי, שומעים אותי? אתה שומע אותי?
עכשיו שומעים אותך מצוין. אני רק אגיד כמה מילים על מי את,
בטח,
ואז אני
מעולה.
אתן לך לדבר, בסדר? מצוין, תודה. Okay,
בטח.
so we have people from different parts of the world. As you know, a lot of my mom's friends and family are in Israel. This is an incredible woman, Moria Gabsi, who was, I've known her since, what year, Moria? 2005, maybe 2006.
3.
We've known each other almost 20 years. She was a good friend of mine and became an amazing close friend to mom, and one of the, I'm amazed and honored that you were one of the people that would, you can't hear me, Moria?
לא, אני שומעת מצוין, I can hear you very, yes.
So she kept in touch with mom, and she's helped mom over the years. Mom was living in retirement home, and she's one of the main people that helped mom throughout the years in Israel. I would go visit her, and she's been really incredible. So I'm going to pass this over to Moria. Moria, אתה הולך לדבר בעברית או באנגלית?
No, I'm going to speak in English for the sake of everyone's. Of course, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that today.
Okay, so Moria, הכל אצלך עכשיו.
Thank you. So first of all, I'm very honored and I'm very delighted. And I feel, as I said, great honor to share this moment with you. And I know this place where you sit. We sat there even with Ada and David and Gili. So I really feel part of this. And thank you, Gili and Nogi, for that wonderful invitation. And now I'll read what I wrote in your honor. Thank you all. My beloved and precious Ada, the thought of parting from you waits on me today, just as it did on that Saturday morning when I was told of your passing, as we sat in the public shelter in Tel Aviv, after an endless night of bomb rendered from the country you loved so dearly and remembered as a place filled with mystery, grandeur, and beauty. Like your stories of pre-revolutionary Iran, the land you cherished deeply, where you lived with your beloved Zev, and from which you carried so many memories and inspiration. On that Shabbat of your passing, a heavy missile struck about 100 meters away from our building and shook my world. And then I understood how symbolic it was that you chose to leave Israel and this world just moments before. How wise, optimistic, joyful, and hopeful you were, and still is and are to me. Your departure from this world saddens and surprised me, and I still struggle to comprehend it. Only 2 weeks earlier, I had called you to wish you Shabbat Shalom while you were in Holland with Nogi, and you were so excited to hear my voice, and so was I to hear yours. We rejoiced in our friendship, one that transcended time and distance. I held myself back from telling you the wonderful news. I am pregnant with the man I love, and he chose to come to my life. And we had talked about it in so many of our conversations over the years. And this man is sitting with me right here as we speak. Baby, say hi. Thank you. And I wanted to tell you that, Ada, but I wanted to wait for the right time when you're going to be back in Israel. And I'm sorry I didn't do it. But maybe I'm doing it right now because I feel it in our spirit. You were always a source of light and inspiration for me. From the very first moment I drank in your stories with thirst. They led me to journeys and fascinating encounters around the world, and they became part of who I am today. Your ripples and your light in the world through me and within me. I designed a routine inspired you. Deep wine ring and intrigued me from the very first moment we met in St. John's. And I think it was in 2003 when I was young Israeli emissary, only 21 years old, awake and curious to the devour life. Thank you, Gili, for bringing Ada, my big sister, into my life. The sister neither of us ever had, yet found in one another's arms. The encounter with the beads in thousands of colors in Guatemala and the open baskets of the women of Botswana harmonize perfectly with your stories of Bhutan, the alleys of Rajasthan, your journeys across beautiful Europe, and the cultures you have encountered and loved so, so deeply. To me, your presence is the embodiment of color and joy. In every encounter, great or small, young or old, and especially in life's simple pleasures. The tulips at the beginning of the spring, נוריות בתחילת האביב for the Hebrew speakers of us, strawberries with whipped cream, the round coffee tables overlooking the best horizons, wherever you choose to go in your heart and spirit. Following your stories, I sailed to every place I could, and words are too small and too little to describe the richness and happiness each journey brought with it. Thus, I met the powerful and beautiful women of Ghana, the women of Guatemala, and Hydra of Greece, of Leonard Cohen, which you told me about, and so many other treasures in every place you told me about, and the journey still continues. I love you, and I miss you more with every passing day. And with all of my heart, I know that you are here with us in every flutter of a butterfly wings, in every sonata by Chopin, and in every joy over the sunrise of a new day about to come upon humanity and our wonderful world. And the circle of life that never really ceases. That's for you, Gili, with the two beautiful kids right there.
Yeah.
And in your heart, there always beats hope and joy for all that is yet to be revealed. In our last meeting at your apartment, you played for me the piano for the very first time after 20 years of knowing you. And you said to me with a smile that every home should have a piano in it. Music was always part of you, of your childhood memories. You said your father always used to say that the cello is the sound that is closest to the human voice. And so I had the privilege of delighting in your gaze while you drew wonderful sounds of joy and longing from the landscapes of your distant childhood in Europe and in Negba stretches across many lives, worlds, and years. A hug and a smile to you, my beloved Ada. You always were and still are the sister I've never had. I part from you today with a sonata and a kiss. I always dreamed that if I ever had a daughter, it would be named after you, Ada, to continue the magic and sweetness that you are. And now the dream is about to come true because nothing really ends, Ada. It only changes forms of energy. You live through me and within us, my eternal, beautiful, and beloved Ada. Thank you all for being with us. Toda and shalom.
תודה מוריה, תודה.
Thank you, Gili and Nogyam. Thank you.
I guess I'm gonna talk. Okay. I was inspired by Wendy because I feel like I kind of have to.
Sit down. If you move.
Okay. I'm on. Okay, hi. Is that better?
I think that's
They
better.
can't see you.
You might want to stand over there, yeah, that's not people can see.
Okay. So this is the Grateful Book. If you don't know, if you know Ada, she carried many copies with her. She loved passing them out to everybody she met. It's a beautiful book, and in honor of her, I will read this. The Grateful Book. And it was, this book belongs to Oren. I am grateful every day. I hear a bird sing, and I am grateful for music. And this is totally her. I float in a boat, and I am grateful for the ocean. I move fast, and I'm grateful for my body. And she was. She, if you knew her, she walked everywhere. She walked more than I did in St. John's. She was pretty amazing. I see the moon. Sorry. And I'm grateful for the night. Okay, sweetie. Can I sit down? Yeah. Sorry, I can't. Yeah.
You're good.
And we think of her as the moon, right, Talia? Yeah. I lie on the, sorry. Okay. I lie on the warm sand and I'm grateful for the sun. I read books and I'm grateful for my imagination. And she was a poet. And she actually loved the things I wrote, which was really beautiful. It was really nice. I fly in a plane and I'm grateful for the sky. And she did not like airplanes, but she kept on traveling. And that's like me. I've traveled a lot before I met Gil, and I did not like airplanes, but I loved seeing different places in the world. And I think that's why I connected so much to your mom, because, we love, seeing the world. I discover treasures, and I am grateful for the surprises. I smell flower, and I am grateful for beautiful things. And that's why we have flowers here, locally made by, or grown by Alicia, and it's fine, Mount Scio farm. They're just so beautiful. And she came here this morning and decorated, or put them in vases for us. I walk in the forest, and I'm grateful for the earth. And she loved going to Lester's farm with us and picking strawberries. And Joey said that the Lester's farm was, going with us always reminded her of her childhood on the kibbutz. I eat and I'm grateful for the food. I see my pet and I am grateful for friendship. And sometimes she didn't like playing, but sometimes she did, didn't she? I stand in the rain and I'm grateful for weather. And Justin's not here, but he said to me, he said, Ada's season was always spring, summer, and fall. Ada's season was not winter. So that's when she came. She would always leave before the winter came. I learn about animals and I'm grateful for variety. I fly a kite and I'm grateful for the wind. I hug my friend and I am grateful for the people I love. What are you grateful for today? I remember reading this book Oren was in grade 1, and I went into their class during Literacy Week and they shared it, and I learned. There is so much to be grateful for, and that was Ada. I just found that she had a way about her, like just a beautiful way about her. And she will always be remembered. I would never meet somebody like her, or have, and I've met a lot of people in my life. And she loved what I did with, the children that I worked with. So she saw a lot of value in that. Anyways, there's me.
It's also really telling of the kind of person my mom was, how much she loved that book. And this is a children's book that I think my mom has bought every single copy in print from the Room's bookstore. And every so often, and for the first while, I didn't know what the big deal was until I read it. And there's really something spectacular about how a kid's, what does it say, 3+ can teach such important lessons to all of us. And now, סליחה. Okay, switching language again. נרי, אתה איתנו? אבנר? הנה אבנר. אנחנו נבקש עוד כמה דקות שאתה נבקש ממך לדבר, אני פשוט הולך להגיד כמה מילים מי אתה, וברגע שאתם יכולים... מצוין. I'm going to ask now, besides Moria in Israel, I can't think of anyone who, loved my mom as much and was so passionately involved in helping her and taking care of her and supporting her in what she needed than her dear brother, Avnel, and he's never now. So נרי, אם אתה רוצה לדבר לכמה דקות, שכולם שומעים אותך עכשיו.
Okay. Shalom everybody, my name is Avner. I have one brother, isn't me, but my English is not so good like Moria. I will speak in Hebrew, slowly Hebrew, and Noga and Gil translate what I said. בעברית. עדה ינקה משלושה מקורות מאוד חשובים, משני הוריה, מהשהות שלה בפולין ומהחינוך הקיבוצי. מי מתרגם?
אני אתרגם, אוקיי? עדה ינקה משלושה מקורות, אוקיי. My mom was breastfed from 3 different sources. Her parents, the kibbutz educational movement, and her childhood in Poland.
היא הייתה בפולין מגיל 8 עד 11, שם היא למדה לנגן פסנתר, ומהוריה היא קיבלה, הם היו מאוד משכילים, אירופאים משכילים, יהודים אירופאים משכילים, ומהם היא קיבלה את כל האהבה לתרבות, לספרים, למוזיקה, לתיאטרון, וכל מה שקשור לתרבות.
She lived in Poland between the ages of 8 and 11, and her parents were highly cultured and educated people, Europeans, who taught her everything about the culture she ended up loving so much. Books, music, the theater, and so forth.
אוקיי, לעדה יש בן ראשון, שנולד ב-1963, בן נפלא בשם מפתח, והוא חי 5 שנים ראשונות שלו איתנו פה בקיבוץ נגבה.
And Ada had an eldest son who is also with us on the Zoom, who was born in 1963 and lived the first 5 years of his life on the kibbutz together with the family and the community.
עדה הייתה תמיד מאוד נעימה, מאוד שקטה, מאוד מקבלת, מאוד מכילה, לא יודע אם את יכולה לתרגם את המילה מכילה, זאת אומרת, היא הקשיבה הרבה יותר מה שהיא דיברה.
Okay. Ada has always been a gentle person, someone who is quiet and who accepts, who listens more than he talks.
אוקיי, היא עברה כמה משברים קשים בצעירותה, היה לה בעל רק כמה שבועות והוא נהרג בתור טייס בחיל האוויר, ואחרי זה היא התחתנה עם נמרוד, אחרי 7 שנים היא התגרשה, גם זה היה משבר לא קל, ולמרות הכל...
חכה שנייה שאני אתרגם. She had a number of traumatic setbacks in her early years. Her first husband died just a few weeks after their wedding in an accident, a training accident of the Israeli Air Force. And a few years later, she married her first husband, Nimrod, and that marriage lasted a few years and ended in divorce.
נכון. עדה, כל חייה, היא עסקה במשחק ובהקראות. עד היום בקיבוצנו היא נחשבת למקריאה הטובה ביותר, וגם אינטליגנטית מאוד אני יכול להגיד, אבל, היא למדה קצת, לא הרבה, משחק באוניברסיטה בתל אביב.
Ada loved acting, and she also loved reading in public. She was one of the best, what do you say, elocution. She had some of the best elocution of anyone, and is still remembered on the kibbutz for that. And she spent some time learning acting at the University of Tel Aviv.
אוקיי? על פי מה שאני יודע, היא לעולם, אבל לעולם, לא התעמתה עם אף אדם, זה הייתה חלק מתפיסת עולמה, היא לא רבה עם אף אחד, היא לא התווכחה עם אף אחד, היא קיבלה את האנשים כמו שהם.
Anna was never in a confrontation with anyone. She didn't get into arguments with people. She didn't get into fights with people. She accepted people as they were.
עדה בצעירותה וגם בבגרותה הייתה אישה מאוד יפה, אני מקווה שכולם יחשבו כמוני, ובנגבה עד היום זוכרים את צעירותה בתקופת נערותה וגם אחרי זה שהייתה בקיבוץ, גם יפה פנימית וגם יפה חיצונית.
Ada was always a beautiful person, a beautiful woman in her youth, but also a beautiful person as she aged. And on the kibbutz, people remember her in her youth, but also later in life as someone who was beautiful from without and from within.
אוקיי, ולסיום אני אגיד שהיא מתה עבורנו בפתאומיות נוראה, אבל אנחנו מגדירים את זה כמיטת נשיקה, ככה היא הייתה רוצה למות, ככה היא דיברה איתנו כל החיים, שאם היא רוצה ללכת מהעולם הזה, אז זאת הצורה שצריך ללכת, ואנחנו ככה נזכור אותה, ובעוד כמה חודשים אנחנו נביא את הפרה לבית הקברות בנגבה.
Ada died incredibly suddenly. It was a shocking surprise to all of us, but we also consider her death to be a kiss death, and the kind of death that we would all wish for, and the type of death that she had always wished for, and that she very explicitly said that she wanted. So we will accept that, and we will celebrate that. And in a few months, actually on her birthday, I'm editorializing, I'm adding, on her birthday, we will have a second ceremony bringing her ashes to Negba, to the kibbutz where she was born.
ולסיום, אני מאוד מעריך, ואני גם מאוד נרגש מכל אלה שהגיעו, כי זה אומר שהם יצרו איזשהו פיסה קטנה של התחברות לעדה, ואני מאוד מאוד מתרגש מכך.
I'm incredibly moved to see so many people here because it means that they formed some kind of contact, some sort of connection with Ada, and I just feel very touched by this and very grateful that that has happened.
אוקיי, ותודה לנוגה וגיל שארגנו את הכל.
And thank you to Noga and Gil for organizing everything. Thank you, Neri. חיבוק
נרי, תודה.
We're so grateful to you for everything you did for Ima.
I actually forgot one thing that she was extremely grateful for, her grandchildren. She was extremely grateful. She didn't think, when I first met Dale, she didn't think that, well, maybe both parents didn't think that he was going to actually get married and then have kids. And he did. And she was extremely grateful for them. And she was really patient and present with them. And she gave them their heart, her heart. And I know that you guys are missing her greatly. Right, Warren?
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. So sad.
One moment. Yes, Sarah.
Okay, Sarah's next.
Okay, so hi, everyone. For those of you who I've met, we miss you here. I'm speaking to the Zoom people. We love you. I want to say Avner, Likon, Shili, everybody, and Ipsach and Elis, I really miss you. We wish you were here today with us. And I also want to say Ada for me. She was like a mother to me in a certain way that was very unusual. She when I first met her, Noga and I had just met, and Noga was a transformative light in my life. And Ada and Zeev came to New York, and as all of you know, who knew Ada, she really loved fine pastry. And I went to this very fancy, very, very fancy pastry shop on the Upper East Side and sat down with me for a very long time. I was quite nervous, alone, and asked me all the reasons in the world I would ever want to be with this extraordinary human being, Noga Shalep. And I tried to convince her why it was such a great idea, but really she just wanted to tell me things. And actually, Ada was a wonderful, wonderful companion who had a world to unfold to me. And over the years, Ada has actually come to live with us for many, many months. She has somehow just become a home as a human being in my life. She is the most gentle and open being I've probably met. And I hope to bring some of her forward in my being with others. So Ada, I will always hold you in me. And I love you very much. Thank you for giving us these also wonderful people in this room. Open, Talia, Danelli, Gili, and Nogi. And thank you, we miss you over here. Goodbye.
Before, I'm gonna let my sister conclude things, but before that, we have two more things that we want to do. We're gonna do a Mourner's Kaddish that Liz is gonna lead us, but before we do that, if anyone here would like to say anything, if anyone has a few words or anything that they'd like to say, the floor is now open. The same for, I know you guys can't see. The same for the Zoom and the Mishpacha and anyone over there. If anyone else wants to say something, we're going to do a Mourner's Kaddish in a few minutes after Noga says a few final words. But if any of you want to say something, now will be an amazing time. Just type in the chat or just unmute and let us know.
Oh, actually, if you want to say something on the Zoom, please raise your hand and Sarah will call you. And we want you to say things.
Yes.
So welcome, please.
Please.
And then
Share
share
with us.
here, open it
Yes.
up. You want to open up.
Yeah.
Okay, so hang on.
Okay, we have Denise and Felix.
So let me turn on the sound 1 second.
Yes, hello everybody. Can you hear us?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
I'm with Denise. I'm his little
Son.
son. Yeah,
Little
and
son.
she wanted to say something, so I leave it to Denise.
Yes, I want to add, because I was the cousin of Ada, and she was my sister. And I'm sad and very, very happy that you made this idea of the computer, because it's so sad also to go to the cemetery. And so I know that Ada, she is like the little bird, which is always open, and for the friend and also for the family. Mishpacha, Barzelai. And also, don't forget her husband, that I forgot the name, Zev. And Zev was a very good help for all his kids. And I wish them a good pass away.
Thank you.
Shalom.
Thank you.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci.
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 Xiburim, friends, if anyone here would like to say something, we'd be happy to hear from you. And any thoughts you have or anything you'd like to share with us, that'd be great. גם לכם בזום, אם אתם רוצים להגיד משהו, בבקשה.
Just 1 second, there's a chat.
יוחאי רוטנברג.
Yochai,
כן.
oh no, hang on, Ligon.
או לירון.
Okay, 1 second.
או.
תפתחו
Sorry,
מיקרופון.
Ligon, it's taking me a moment to get to you. Okay, Ligon, I think you have to unmute.
You have to ask him to unmute. Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
כן, עכשיו
Hello
שומעים.
everyone.
Yochai.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. So first of all, I am very happy to be here. I didn't plan on talking, but Ada was extremely important for me and for my sisters, Shiri and Orly, and she was a big part of our lives for a very long time. And she was, as Sarah said, a sweet, gentle soul. And we were all very lucky to have her in our lives. When Ada, whenever she was here, she always brought her full attention. 100% of her was here. She was a great storyteller, and she was also a great listener. So our connection with her was always on a deeper level. And even though it seems like she always was in some far exotic land, I wanted to tell Noga and Gil and Iftach and all the grandchildren, the thing she waited for the most is going to visit you in New York, and especially in St. John's. And when she came back from there, she was rejuvenated with new energy and filled with love. And we could always see that on her. And we will miss her greatly. She was very special, a very special lady. And she will be missed. So thank you for listening.
Thank you, Liron.
תודה לירון. Thank you. יוחאי.
Open the microphone.
Okay, Yochai.
אוקיי. אני גם, אוקיי. שמי יוחאי רוטנברג, ואני בן דוד דרגה שנייה לאבנר. עדה, האבא שלי היה...
רק שנייה, יוחאי, אני רוצה לתרגם. תן לי שנייה לתרגם,
תתרגמי,
בסדר?
כי אני העדפתי לדבר בעברית, מהאנגלית הצחה שפה מוריה ואחרים דיברו. כן.
כן, בסדר גמור. So my name is Yochai Rotenberg, and I am Ada and Avner's cousin twice removed.
האבא שלי היה בן דוד של אווה, אשתו של ישראל ברזילי, אמא של עדה ושל אבנר. הם למדו ביחד בפולין.
My father was the cousin of Eva, Ada's mother, and the wife of Israel Barzilai.
הם למדו יחד בפולין.
They studied together in Poland.
אני התרשמתי מעדה שהגיעה לבקר אותנו בחיפה ובקריות, כאישה מאוד יצירתית, אשת העולם הגדול. את רוצה לתרגם?
כן. I was so impressed with Ada when she came to visit us in Haifa and its surrounding suburbs as an incredibly creative woman.
היא סיפרה לנו את כל הדברים, לפעמים אפילו שלא היו בחדשות, אבל מחייה באיראן ובמסעותיה בעולם.
And she told us stories that were not even in the news about her travels in Iran and about her stay in Iran and about her travels all over the world.
היא כתבה ספרים, וספר אחד שהיא הביאה אל אמי, אמנם עבד, אבל הספקתי לעיין בו בספר שירים, היצירתיות הייתה מעל היכולות שלי או של אחרים לתאר את הדברים שהיא ראתה.
יוחאי, אתה מדבר על הספר שירה שלה?
אני מדבר על הספר שירה לא האחרון, אלא לפני זה שהיא הביאה לי אמי שהייתה בבית אבות סיעודי, ועם כל הדברים שפיניתי מאמי, שם זה לא היה.
Okay. And she once brought her first book of poetry and her ability to image, to describe things was above and beyond what I could imagine and create.
הצטערתי מאוד לשמוע על מותה, אבל כמו שאמרו כבר לפניי, היא מתה או נפטרה כפי שאני חושב שכל אחד מאיתנו המבוגרים היה רוצה שיקרה, בשקט ובמיטה שלה.
I was very surprised by her death, but as has been already mentioned, she died the way she wanted to, quickly and in her own.
אני מודה לך ולגיל, ואם יפתח מעורב אז גם ליפתח, על הערב הזה, על היום הזה, שבו אני גם פוגש את ולרי ואת דניס ואת אבנר כמשפחה אחת, ואת בני הדודים דרגה שלישית, אורלי, שירי ולירון פה בנגבה.
יופי, תודה יוחאי. And I want to thank גילי, נוגה and יפתח and for organizing this event that brings me together with the rest of my family, the family in France, Denise and Valérie, the family in the rest of Israel, Avner, Ziron, Shiri, Orly, the third degree cousins. It's good to be together as a family.
תודה.
Thank you,
תודה
יוחאי.
לכם.
תודה, יוחאי.
Thank you for being here. תודה שאתה כאן. תודה.
תודה לכם. אני רק אומר שאני מקליט את מה שאתם עושים בהקלטת מסך, ואם תרצו אני אשלח לכם את זה בלינק.
תודה רבה.
תודה רבה, כן, גם אנחנו.
אוקיי.
Sorry. We'd like everyone to enjoy some more music in a few minutes and talk about pastries. There's still a mountain of them over there.
Yeah.
And let Noga say a few things about the videos that are there. And I'll ask Liz if she'd like to lead us for a few seconds in a tradition for Jewish people called Mourner's Kaddish, for those who are not familiar with it.
Well, I think there may be more.
We have to, maybe we'll do that after the Mourner's Kaddish because we want to get the music started and continuing with the food. So I'm going to let Liz do the Mourner's Kaddish now and let Noga say a few words after that.
But Valerie would like to have something read.
Okay.
Can we do that as well?
Yes, we can.
Go ahead.
Okay. Let me.
Did she give it to you?
No, this is a chat. So
I think she means the text on the. Valérie, is it the text on the website you want us to read? I have it. Can you unmute?
Okay. I prefer to...
Si tu veux.
Oui, si tu veux. Je préfère que tu lises le petit texte que je t'ai envoyé parce que mon anglais est pas très bon.
Il n'y a pas de problème.
Mais je veux juste parler un peu en anglais, juste pour dire hello, the family. I am Valérie. I'm the daughter of Denise, and with my mother is my first song. I have 3 children
Charlotte, Felix, Arthur, and three many little girl, and I'm very je suis très touchée to see all the family, and I write a little text for Ada because she loves very. My English is not so good. I'm sorry.
You're doing great.
Okay, voilà. And
Voilà.
thanks,
Okay.
thanks.
Thank you.
So I will read it, Valerie.
Yeah.
Ada was a kind and gentle person, always thoughtful, never forgetting a birthday, and attuned to the vibrations and music of the world and its people. The gentleness of her perspective made her unique, endearing, and so very human. She embodied for me an important and inspiring part of our family, a warm and loving soul. I loved her deeply. Her passing saddens me greatly, as if a part of myself has left. But it also reflects my desire to keep our family relationships alive and enrich them. Ada often spoke of her love for life, for love, for music and flowers. I dare say I didn't tell her often enough how important she was. I send you all my love here and elsewhere, and hope that our family bond can be nourished not by absence, but by a future presence. But time passes, and I too am growing older, without my children having had the chance to know you all. Ada knew them from her many trips to see us. I'm thinking especially about each member of our family during this time of great sadness. I also hope for peace in this crazy world. So true. And Denise joins me in this, of course. Valérie Dreyfus, France. Merci.
Merci. Thank you.
Thank you. Love with all the family.
Thank you, everyone. And Liz, I'd like to ask you if you would be happy to have lead us in the morning's Kaddish, and then Noga will say a final word, and then we can take some eat.
Okay. It's so wonderful to hear all these beautiful memories. I have so many to share. I'm sure everyone will share as well throughout the rest of this time. But we'll say the mourner's Kaddish. It's customary to rise if you're able to. And we'll say this together. It's about Zichron L'Rocha, the idea that her memory will be a blessing for us, and that her ruach, her spirit, is always with us. It never goes away. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shalei rabbah, Yama divral l'rutei, yamlich l'achutei, Echayechon u'yomechon, Chayei v'chol beit Yisrael, Bagala v'zman kari, Yimru Amen. Yehi Shnei Rabba Levorah Le'olam Olamei Hamayam. Yitvarach v'yishabach v'yipa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. Yitadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal. Shemei v'kusha v'bruchu. Le'elam v'yifol birchata v'shirata. Shush v'chata v'nechamata. Damiram v'yama v'yimru Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabba Mishemaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru Amen. Oseh shalom b'mroma, hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru Amen. Thank you. Thank you.
We'll let Nogi here say the final word before we eat and listen to music.
It's incredibly difficult to imagine how one closes an event like this. But I'll be brief. It's really has been a very interesting experience to straddle the the people on the Zoom and the people in the room, and it really sort of encapsulates Ima's free spirit. Denise called her a bird. She liked to think of herself as a butterfly, and she really was that. I will say that as a young adult, it was not always the easiest having a mother who was a butterfly. It would have been sometimes nice to have more concreteness. But as I grew older and as she grew older, I really felt that she was a magical being, and I should bask in the luck I had to have such a person birth me. I'll just share that my mother and I were roommates for 3 weeks in Rotterdam, the Netherlands. Just before she died unexpectedly in Rotterdam, our new home. And we had a blast in the last 3 weeks of her life. We had a blast. And I'll never forget that every time we went out, to hear classical music, which was her passion, to see modern dance, which was her second passion, she just kept saying, "Nogi, I feel so alive." I'll end with that. Thank you, everyone, for being here.
I love my mother so dearly, and she loved. Oh, sorry. תודה, חברים בנגבה ובכל מקומות in other parts of the world. Merci, Valerie and Denise. As you know, I love my mother more than words can describe. And I'd like us to continue with something that I don't think Mom loved more than pastries and music. So we're going to have some nice classical music now in the background. We're going to eat a lot of food, I hope, since there's lots of it left. But really, from the bottom of my heart, I'm amazed and so happy to have such a community of people here today. It's been an emotional couple of days, emotional couple of months. And thank you so much for making this such a special event. Oren here wants to say one word. Oh, no. Put me on the spot, Dad. Thank you, folks. Toda, thanks for being here. We love you. And please mingle and enjoy, eat lots of food, and listen to music. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you, everyone, for coming.
And you can stay.
You can stay and watch us eat and listen to the music. Love you. Thank you for being here.
Good day.
Hola, Pasita. Oh, she left. Hola, Yoni. Yoni, wow. I didn't see that. Shiri, Yoni. They see it. They don't get it. Zara, בחיים, הגאווה עוד הפוגה. מזל טוב, מוריה. יוני, לא ראו אותך בכלל. We can't hear you anymore.